I just saw the trailer for Fantastic Four, and it's amazing. Amazing. It's really good. Like, I've been seeing like teasers for the trailer. I was like, I don't know about this. But yeah, this trailer is really, really good. I was kind of not on the fence. I knew I was going to see it, but now after watching that trailer, I definitely know I'm going to watch this film, which comes out July 25th. So we got a ways away. July 25th, 2025. So it's this summer, but we still got a ways away. First of all, let's give kudos to this movie poster. I love this movie poster. If you don't know anything about the Fantastic Four, this movie poster encapsulates everything. It encapsulates the brotherly love-hate love relationship between the Thing, Ben Grimm, and the Human Torch, Johnny Storm. And then next to them is the love you see between Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, with Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Almost like the first couple of Marvel in a lot of ways. And it's funny because I saw Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby do press or something like a few months ago, and they look very chummy. Because I looked at them and I was like, are they dating? Because they look very chummy for each other. And some of that chumminess might actually come from the director of the film. So the director of the film of Fantastic Four is Matt Shakman. Matt Shakman is the director of WandaVision. This smile on my face, WandaVision will always be one of my favorite limited series shows. It got me through the pandemic. And most importantly, the way he shot that show was fantastic. If you've never seen WandaVision, each episode was set in a different decade. So 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s. And the attention to detail that Matt Shakman had for each episode, the way it was shot, the clothes, the scenery, was awesome. I love that. When people talk about WandaVision, that's the one thing they seem to forget, how perfect each era looked under Matt Shakman's leadership. And you see that in the Fantastic Four because it's set in the 1960s. And another thing that was important about WandaVision was the relationship between Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda and Paul Bettany's Vision. You loved them, you laughed with them, you cried with them, you rooted for them, you were upset with them. Like, you got every sense of a marriage, every sense of that relationship in those episodes of WandaVision with Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. And if Matt Shakman is able to take that, what he had with them, and put it with Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal as Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic, this film is not just going to be a great comic book movie, but it's going to be a really good relationship movie. Now, in the trailer, Sue Storm is pregnant with Franklin Richards. Franklin Richards will ultimately be one of the most powerful beings in Marvel Comics, and this is almost the beginning of that. So, and most likely, I think the Fantastic Four is supposed to be in the next Avengers movies, the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. So they're going to time jump it. But there's a part of me to kind of wish that the Fantastic Four films kind of stay retro. Like the first one set in the 60s and the next one in the 70s and the next one in the 80s. That would be fantastic, but I don't think that's probably going to happen. Most likely after this film, they probably time jump it, so they can be in the MCU. Speaking of which, so we also in the trailer, we get the first look of the female Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. Julia Garner is from Ozarks. And listen, the female Silver Surfer looks great. She looks fantastic. But I've seen content creators say, like, people shouldn't be mad about the female Silver Surfer. It's a different universe, and, they shouldn't be upset by it. It's not about being woke. And again, I hate that term woke. Like, that's been weaponized too much. So I'm not using that. But I will say, as a comic book fan, I grew up reading about the male Silver Surfer, like Norrin Radd. Like, I've always seen the bald-headed Silver Surfer. That's the Silver Surfer I've grown up with. And I actually asked ChatGPT, Chat, like, how many times was Norrin Radd as the Silver Surfer in the comics versus Shalla-Bal, the female Silver Surfer? And Norrin Radd was in like over 1,700 issues. And in the Shalla-Bal, the female Silver Surfer, was only in 5. So I get it that he wanted to bring the female Surfer in, but you can't be upset if comic book fans just wanted to see the original Silver Surfer. There's nothing wrong with that. So I get it. Like, I get the content creators who want to say, like, hey, you shouldn't be upset. But I do feel for the fans, because they say, listen, man, I'm looking at OG Fantastic Four, probably OG Galacticus, who's probably most likely the villain. I want to see the OG Silver Surfer. Like, I want to see like see it in his original state we can see the female Silver Surfer in the next one, or we can see her in Avengers Doomsday. Like, there's many other opportunities where they could have had a female Silver Surfer. For comic book fans like myself, it would have been nice to see the original Silver Surfer. But again, I'm not even going to think about it, because when you look at the female Silver Surfer, she looks great. So it looks great. The Surfer looks great. She looks great. And the crazy thing about the female Silver Surfer is she looks just like the T-1000 in James Cameron's T2, Terminator 2. And that was played by the great Robert Patrick, who could have won an Oscar for that role. I don't care, man. Robert Patrick is T2. Oh my God. The T-1000, you couldn't kill him. But the thing that we need to do, we need to give some love to James Cameron. Whatever technology he used for the T-1000, the female Silver Surfer looks just like it. Terminator 2 came out in 1991. I don't know what type of special effects James Cameron was using, what type of camera, I don't know what type of technology he was using back in 1991. But the fact that almost the same technology he used in 1991 looks just the same in 2025, man, we don't give James Cameron enough love, man, because he should be up there. Listen, there's Spielberg, Scorsese, like, absolutely. But, you know, when you start looking at James Cameron's like discography, like a filmography, it's like, we got to give him some love. He's a little prickly. He's a bit of a prickly guy, but man, when you start looking at the use of his special effects, like T2, Avatar, the stuff he used for Titanic, like, yeah, shout out to James Cameron. But what do you guys think about Fantastic Four? What do you guys think about the trailer? I'm ready for it. Like I said, it comes out July 25th. I'm ready for it. You know, I've always been like, I was on the fence about Thunderbolts. I'm still might see Thunderbolts, but I might have to see it because it's all entwined with the future MCU films. But I am definitely going to see Fantastic Four. So what do you think about the trailer? What do you think it was great? Do you have any critiques? What do you think about the casting? And most importantly, what do you think about WandaVision? I am a fan of WandaVision. There'll be no WandaVision slander here. Tell me if you like WandaVision. What did you like about it? Was it the attention to detail because it was set in different decades? Was it the acting? Was it the relationship, the bond that you saw between Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany? So tell me what you think about WandaVision, and most importantly, what did you think about the Fantastic Four trailer?